What is going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking onto the video. I wanted to talk about 5 tips that we can all utilize to help ourselves stay productive while working from home for 3 different reasons. 1, to secure your job or to find another job if you're one of the 20 million people who are currently unemployed. 2, make more money. And 3, not go absolutely crazy. I'm sure many of you, like myself, are not used to these types of working environments. If you are and you generally work from home, well, maybe you're lucky, but for me, I work in sales, I'm typically out and about. So to be within these 4 walls all day, every day, it's a big adjustment, but it is definitely for the better good with everything going on for COVID-19. Stay home if you can. I am very, very fortunate to still have a job. I know that there's a lot of people going through some situations in life that they've never had to experience, and I feel for everyone out there. So if you are one of those people that are unemployed, just know that times will turn and you will find yourself in an okay position. I promise you that, because finding a job is a job in itself. So I wanted to provide you guys with these exact same tips that I will apply to my career. So that will be tip number 1, is just setting your expectations and your intentions, as well as just expressing gratitude, especially in today's environment. When I wake up every morning, I think to myself how thankful I am to have a job. And I will tell you one thing, it has made me work that much harder. Knowing how high unemployment is, how uncertain everything is, I know that I have to perform at a high level in order to keep the security and the style of living that I enjoy. But just setting your intentions and setting what you want to get done for the day. If you're unemployed, maybe that means applying for 20 jobs the first half of the day, second half of the day working on your side business, try to generate some more income for yourself. Or if you still have your position, I would start asking the question, how am I going to prove my value, increase my earnings, and prove to everyone around me that I should remain in this position, make it unquestionable? So that's the question I would start with, and then I would dictate your actions based off of the answers to those questions. Sales, everyone kind of knows the formula. More dials, more people you're presenting to, the more you're going to close. That's just the way that it is. Or if you're working strategic behind accounts that you know are going to give you the most bang for your buck, if you will. If you're in an office type setting, maybe you're an accountant. I still remember my accountant type days. You don't bring in any money to the company, but what are you doing for your boss to make their life easier? What reports are you working on? How are you showing value? And to have all of that laid out first thing is going to be extremely beneficial as the day progresses. Tip number 2, something I feel people are doing very wrong right now, and that is keeping your normal schedule if possible. Now, it might not always work out like that, especially if you have kids at home. You can't always get up and go do the things that you were used to doing because they're out of school. You have to tend to them. Personally, I can't keep my same schedule because my schedule is wake up, going to the gym. Obviously, I'm not doing that. Can't really work out because I wake up before Megan and Alfie and I don't want to wake them up. So I actually do sleep in a little bit, but it's really not that much of a change in schedule. So keeping things as consistent as possible is really going to pay dividends. So personally, I will wake up every day at 5 a.m. and I will get right to work. I will do those exact same things I just mentioned in tip number 1. I will set my intentions and then I will start creating a plan for the day. I need to know exactly what it is that I am going to be working on that day before the workday even officially starts. Now, obviously, things pop up. You're not always going to be able to go down that checklist one by one, but at least I have a game plan in mind. So at about 6:30, I will go out to the living room. Megan and I will do some yoga, as you guys have seen in previous videos. Then at 7 a.m., I'll come back to my computer, and that's when the workday will officially start, if you will. And then right around noon, we will meet for some lunch, and then I'll see Megan and Alfie, which is always an awesome little break there. And then anywhere from 1 to about who knows when, really, I will work for the rest of the day. Again, I'm very fortunate that I haven't experienced a lack of work by any means, which I'm very, very grateful for. But you have to have a schedule in place, and hopefully it's somewhat reflective of what you were doing during quote unquote normal times. What you don't want to do is take advantage of working from home, because that's when things get a little bit shaky. if you will. So if you're supposed to start your workday at 8 a.m., I don't recommend just waking up at 7:50, rolling out of bed, and then logging onto your computer. You're gonna be groggy. You have to prime your mind just like you would wake up, take a shower, drive to work. Keep all of those things in place as closely as you can, because that's gonna put you in the best position to perform. Now, I will do this every now and again. I don't say I do it every day, but some days I will still wake up and I will get ready just as if I was going to work. But I don't really struggle with motivation, so I'm very intrinsically motivated. If you are someone that does struggle, I would absolutely encourage you to do that if that's something that you need. Some people don't, but it's just another suggestion. Tip number 3 is the biggest one for myself personally, and that is a dedicated and distraction-free work environment. Again, I'm very fortunate. I have my own office. I have a place to go to post up and work uninterrupted, because if I didn't have that, things would just go extremely south very, very quick. If I was out in the kitchen, because again, there's a lot of liberty when you're working from home, and that's where it kind of gets a bad rap, and some employers will lose trust, because if I took this computer out and sat at the kitchen table because I wanted to be around Alfie and Megan, yes, it would feel good. I would get to pet my puppy a little bit more, but I would probably get 50% done of what I actually needed to do. So having my own space, whether that be your own office, or if you're kind of like me, you have a small apartment, there's not that many places to go, maybe even just go to your car. If you have a parking garage, if you have a dedicated area that you can just be alone in your own thoughts, just like you would be if you were at your desk job, I really believe that that will do you a whole lot of good when it comes to productivity. Now, I realize up until this point, everything has sounded very strict, militant, boring, and you probably had that scene from Remember the Titans running through your head.
Go on, think. Is it fun?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Absolutely not?
Zero fun, sir.
All right, listen up.
But let's not forget, working from home is absolutely a luxury. So tip number 4 is going to be to treat yourself. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do this, but I don't think anyone is expecting you to sit at your desk for 10 hours straight without moving. So get up, take a walk across the living room, go get yourself a snack as long as you're not doing it every 15 minutes. Go knock out some pull-ups. Have something that you can look forward to. For me, that is every day right around 12 o'clock.
Not used to this. I don't know how to act, don't know how to adapt to this situation.
My favorite lunchtime break activity, just giving this guy a belly rub. He loves it. He used to fight this, but now he knows. If he's a good boy, he'll get his lunch and then he'll get a belly rub. What'd you think about that, Alf? Oh. To be able to eat lunch with Megan and Alfie every day and spend more time with them, something that I would never be able to do during normal circumstances, that's absolutely something that I'm going to take advantage of while I still have it. Obviously, I'm not gonna be working from home forever, but you have to find the good in every situation, even if it's something just as small as, eating lunch with the people that you love, or whatever your circumstances are. Find something that you can look forward to. And that moves into tip number 5, and that is to set boundaries. Luckily in this household, that has not been an issue at all. Megan is very respectful. She knows when I am working, I'm working. Same for her, although sometimes I'm a little bit annoying, I'm sure. But she knows every day during lunch, I'm gonna come out and talk to her and Alfie. Every now and again, I'll come out just sporadically when I need a little break. But you have to set boundaries, and that also goes for when you're starting work and ending work. So having a start set time and a start end time. Personally, for me, the end time is where it gets it's a little gray area there, because I will take a phone call if it's 9 p.m. I don't care if I'm awake, but I don't really have a shut off time. But if that's something that you need, then absolutely stay to that. And most respectful employers will understand that for sure. If you have something family related that you need to do at 6:30 p.m., I don't think anyone's gonna give you any grief about tending to your family at that time once the workday is over, just as if you were out working at your corporate job, your desk job, whatever it is that it might be. And that is going to be about it, my friends. 5 tips to stay productive while working from home. I have found sticking to those 5 things have really allowed me to transition quite seamlessly even though this is so much different than what I was used to on a daily basis. Now, I'm pretty confident this is not gonna last forever. In the next few weeks, next few months, we'll be back to our daily lives, I hope. But until then, we might as well just make the best out of it. So I would love to hear your feedback, regardless of what situation you're in. Again, I wanna be very respectful, knowing that there's a ton of people out there who are now unemployed because of everything going on with COVID-19. But as I mentioned, every principle there applies. I would stick to your normal schedule of waking up and getting ready just to stay in those mental habits, if nothing else, because I think one of the things that a lot of people are overlooking is that we really need to be training our minds during this time. With all of the stress and all of the moving pieces, we need to make sure our minds are staying strong, and that's one of the ways I think you're gonna be able to do that, and then get back into the job market, start crushing it, and you guys are going to be great. Please leave your tips and suggestions down in the comments down below so we can all learn from one another. But thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. You could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. That is pretty awesome. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I look forward to talking to y'all next time.